Hello, my friends. Welcome to From the Heart, Take 2. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how for most of my life, I did not trust myself and I did not believe in myself. And boy, was I good at hiding that at times. So I have always known that I am different. I like to say that God sent me here with all of my sense settings on high, on full blast, full volume. And that elicited remarks from others like, oh my God, you're too much. Or like, could you just stop? To which I would respond as like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And I just really, in doing all of this, what I did essentially is turn down my gifts. I blocked myself, creating blocks in my intuition and my own natural guidance and my inner compass. I got very lost. And I'm somebody who likes to wander, I'm a free spirit. And, somebody close to me has said, asking a free spirit or trying to contain a free spirit is like asking the wind not to blow. Because that's how I operate. I just operate, with all of my senses. So like sound, music, dancing, I call myself a rainbow unicorn. I live out loud. And being comfortable with that was so hard. It was so challenging for me to accept me, right? I was always just looking to what part of me do I need to show you all the time so you love me and you accept me? And, now I say to clients, you can't externalize love. Love has to come from within, and then we attract. We don't chase, we attract. But these were things I had to learn. I had to allow within myself. Not trusting myself. Because how could I talk about the things that I was seeing and I was picking up on as a small child? And all throughout my life at different times. Angels and colors and, how I would know things. I remember one time speaking with my mom and one of her friends, and I was just, coming out with all kinds of things that I could intuitively pick up on her. And she was not okay with what I was saying. So I learned early on, oh, you keep that to yourself. Do not share your gifts was the message. It's not safe to be who you are. And just the perfectionism, right? So I always say right now, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I had to have everything just right in order to feel safe, trying to take control of especially my physical environment. I was stuck in so many routines with the label of OCD where I just couldn't even leave my home. That for sure was a part of my life. So not trusting myself, not believing in myself, just smiling when others would, just see this outward appearance of somebody who appears to have it all together. And inside I was dying. I was screaming for attention from myself. Sensitive people, we need to, what I have learned is I need to check in with me periodically throughout the day to be able to see where I am, where I stop and where you begin, and where other people, because it would all get so intermixed and confusing, picking up on all of these different messages and the vibration, the energy of others. And so that's a big part of what I do as a shamanic healer when I go into somebody's energy field with the permission. We start with an intention. That is the energy work that I do, starts with an intention, the power of intention. And I communicate with your guides, with my guides, and we see exactly what your soul is ready to look at, to heal. And we do that in many different ways. Clearing is something I do. Is I'm a toner. I'm a chanter and a toner, and then the light language comes out, and that just blasts energy away from your energetic column, so you are able to receive clarity and hear yourself, hear your truth. Because all of these messages that go on in our minds when we're not trusting ourselves, when we're not believing in ourselves, we're believing in all of these made up stories that our mind is coming, and it's really the projection of others, what they are projecting onto us that we're believing is our own, and it's not. It has nothing to do with us. That's why relationships are so interesting. It's being able to ground and being able to tune into yourself, have a touchstone for that. I have a lot of tips and tools that I share with people I work with in order to do that, because I have had to do this myself. I've had to unravel myself from a heck of a lot of things that had nothing to do with me and were not mine. But as a very sensitive and energetic being, I had to give myself the opportunity to do that. And that's what I have done over these years in my healing journey, of coming into my own truth, letting me be me. And that is one of my mantras. I work with a lot of different mantras. One of my favorite is, my being is freeing. Just me being me allows you to be who you are. And let's all just be who the heck we are, because that's what this world needs. This world does not need copycats. This world needs unique, beautiful beings that know love from within. And so that is what I hope to accomplish in this series, is to just talk about the pathways to love, because that was ultimately what I was holding for myself. I was choosing pain for a long time based on the things that I have experienced. And it really, there was so much love that was waiting to come out, that was lying within in the light. And I was lost in the darkness. And I value that, because it has brought me here ultimately. And that is the journey, the self-love journey. Once I can accept me and love me, I can be accepting and loving of you, and compassionate of you. Once I understand more about me, about where my soul has been in this lifetime and other lifetimes, and that is what I help people to do. I would love to help you do that. If you resonate with any of the things that I'm talking about, of feeling that way, of feeling like the black sheep, the weirdo, the one who was told to be quiet, and we conformed. We shut parts of ourselves down. I would love to help you come into your gifts. We all are gifted in so many ways. And that is what I am here to do, to help people to do, one heart at a time, healing humanity in the ways that God has guided me to do, through poetry, shamanic healing, light language. And you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It is peaceful. Every experience that I have with a client never not sets me in awe. It's an energetic exchange where we're able to just listen, to tune in. And I've been able to give that gift to myself, and I would love to share that with you. So follow my links and stay tuned for more.